Shalom, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, who are teaching this truth and sincerity. And shout to Yakim that's up there on the four corners of the earth to proclaim this truth. Bracha the Yahweh, Bracha the Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Brakatum. So, here it is, another week, the government shutdown, and you know as well as I do that this government's really being shut down to make you believe that's because the Democrats and Trump can't agree on anything, but really, truly, what it is about is the fact that he's putting hell on you, wicked, and you 2/3, so that way he can roll out the chip. It's all about pushing the chip, Charagma this year. That's what this is about, and now you know as well as I do about Arkansas, which I'll probably play a little bit of that in just a bit, about Arkansas. Now they're looking to pass a House bill to where employers can now require the employees to be microchipped, which that's the mark of the beast. That's what this government shutdown is all about. But they're going to make you believe that it has to do with so-called illegals entering into America. And that's a oxymoron itself, because who entered this place illegally? Did Gad and Issachar not trade and, visit each other when this place was Arsareth? Who came over here illegally and set up their camp here? You goddamn Edomites, that's right, You Edomites are the ones that are illegal. Having the audacity to say that Issachar and the, Latino tribes are the, invaders, when you're the invaders. You're the terrorists that are here. Let's play this clip here.
Trump offered to extend support for legislation to protect young, undocumented immigrants and holders of temporary protected status. His offer was aimed at securing funding for U.S.-Mexico border wall. House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other leading Democrats have already rejected the plan. Pelosi said the offer is unacceptable and does not represent a good faith effort to restore uncertainty to people's lives. Trump hoped that offering new protections for some undocumented immigrants could break the impasse with Congress, but he stuck to his, to his demand for a border wall, which Democrats oppose.
To physically secure our border, the plan includes $5.7 billion for a strategic deployment of physical barriers, or a wall. There are two more elements to my plan. Number one is 3 years.
And don't forget those 1,000 hamburgers.
For 700,000 DACA recipients brought here unlawfully by their parents at a young age many years ago. This extension will give them access to work permits, social security numbers, and protection.
And why are the numbers on there? Because you want to put a chip in everyone. Fucking devil. Okay, so here it is. They want to, the state of Arkansas wants employers to chip their employees. That's what this is about.
One Arkansas lawmaker is looking to get ahead of an emerging technology. Representative Stephen Meeks wants to pass the first law in the U.S. regulating microchip implants in people. Some companies, both in the U.S. and worldwide, actually microchip their employees. It allows them to do things like open doors, log on to computers, even buy snacks from vending machines, as you saw in the video. Meeks' bill would allow companies to offer microchips to employees, but not force them to use them.
And the idea here is to set the ground rules before the technology comes to our state to protect workers.
The legislation also requires the company to pay to remove the implant if an employee leaves.
I don't think I want to be microchipped.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636.
So here it is. This is the year Charagma. It's right there. It's in your face. That's what this government shutdown is about, as a reason to roll this thing out. So you know that he's using these crises to make you believe, as I said at the very beginning, to make you believe it's over a wall. This has nothing to do with the wall. He wants to push out that microchip, which is why Arkansas is the first one to start adapting it. And you know how fast fucking homosexual marriage got passed? You know, once one state did it, all 50 states. So that's the same thing with this.
Government shutdown, 800,000 American workers not getting paid. We're just hours from this becoming officially the longest government shutdown ever. The president says he won't give in unless he gets his $5.7 billion for his border wall.
This is an older video now.
Across the country now sharing images of their pay stubs.
Well, we're almost
Nothing
like
but zero
week 6.
Paychecks. And tonight, just some of the effects here.
Or at
Miami
least week
Airport
5.
closing a terminal to consolidate TSA workers, since so many of them have called in sick, they're not getting paid. And tonight, air traffic controllers are now suing the Trump administration for making them work without pay while they keep passenger jets safe in the air. And the FDA stopping routine food safety inspections, no longer looking for E. coli and salmonella, among other things. Tonight, proof once again here, this is not just some political battle in Washington. These are people's lives. And here's Steve Osensami.
The shutdown! Stop the shutdown!
After getting blank paychecks today, this was the scene in Boston, a sea of fed-up federal workers calling for an end to the shutdown. Lynn Stratton is marching in Utah, blaming everyone in Washington.
I have enough for one more mortgage payment, and I gotta go to CarMax tomorrow and sell my car.
Denise Carver was furloughed from the IRS before Christmas. She's getting her family's groceries tonight at a food pantry.
We don't have any money, and we don't have much food, so we're just trying to get by.
In Walton, Kentucky, the IRS's Chris Ratchford spent
all
all
of
his
you
savings on his baby girl born premature at 26 weeks. No paycheck today. No way for them
sure
to make
did live
ends meet.
deliciously off of our land, though.
3 days of it.
She used to be our syrup.
Because I knew we were already so behind.
On Facebook, federal workers are sharing pictures of their empty pay stubs and selling what they can online. Necklaces, an earring set, only worn once, need money to pay bills because of the government shutdown. Today we met the family of air traffic controller Paul Stearns. He continues to work with no pay, and in his line of work, they don't need this stress.
When we're in the tower, we want to be focused on the aircraft and the operation and the safety of the passengers. That's our number one goal.
The McCabe's tell a familiar story, how they called the mortgage company asking for help and got none.
They said, well, we're really sorry that you're going through this, but you have 30 days to get your payment in full, and after 30 days, we report you to the creditors.
Just incredible. Steve Osensami from Atlanta again tonight. Steve, while the McCabe family was told they're not getting help, the creditors will be alerted in 30 days. We do know tonight that some companies are stepping up and offering breaks. They're trying to, at least, to help families affected by the shutdown.
And again, you know, this has caused a new debris of homeless people who are now breaking into places that aren't rented out and staying freely. They're not your same homeless Edomites that you see over by the riverside. Say you live in a city like I do, and you see them, you know, everywhere. These are not your regular tent city homeless. You got a new degree of that, especially after the car fire. Meanwhile, back in Syria, where you terrorists, you goddamn Edomites, you ain't gonna leave Syria alone, you know. And this is gonna be the death of you, especially as Jeremiah 49 is going to read. This will be what leads to both Edom being destroyed and, of course, Damascus being destroyed, which is what you wanted to bring down in the first place. The least of your flock, you goddamn fucking gutter rats, you fake-ass fucking Jews, you pieces of shit, you know. This is what is gonna happen to all you goddamn Edomites.
Units of the Tiger Forces have been deployed on a front line near the militant-held town of Kailat el-Madaik in northwestern Hama. Several pro-government sources claimed on January 17th, speculating that this is a sign of the upcoming offensive in the area. However, sources in the Syrian Arab Army, SAA, say that the claims of an immediate military operation in response to the Idlib de-escalation zone are not accurate. A source in the SAA told South Front that many units of the Republican Guard, 1st Division, 3rd Division, 9th Division, and the 100th Regiment will also be deployed in northwestern Hama soon. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin are set to meet in Moscow on January 23rd. They will discuss the situation in Idlib, among other issues. Some experts believe that the two leaders will discuss a new mechanism to reinforce the failed demilitarized zone agreement during the meeting. This mechanism is needed to prevent a further expansion of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, formerly Jabhat al-Nusra, the Syrian branch of al-Qaeda, in this part of the country. The terrorist group is officially excluded from the ceasefire regime, but so far Turkey and its proxies have undertaken no actions to eliminate the terrorists in the area. At the same time, Ankara opposes an SAA military operation in Idlib because this will mean further success of the Damascus government in restoring control of the country. Following the ISIS suicide bombing in Manbij, which caused casualties among U.S. personnel, the Manbij Military Council of the Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF, claimed that it had detained a terrorist cell linked to Turkish intelligence services and Turkish-backed militant groups operating in northern Syria. According to the statement, the cell was preparing multiple explosions and similar terrorist acts in the Manbij area. By this statement, the SDF de facto attempted to blame Turkey for the terrorist attack that had killed U.S. personnel. Previously, the SDF had repeatedly accused Turkey of supporting ISIS in the framework of its campaign, designed in an attempt to undermine the U.S.-Turkish relations and to prevent an agreement between Washington and Ankara over northern Syria. In the Euphrates Valley, the SDF captured the villages of Al-Susa and Bubadran from
And make
ISIS.
no mistake about it,
This advance was
Gomer,
supported by
Turkey,
almost
those are
100 US-led
Amalekites as well.
coalition airstrikes. The ISIS-held pocket in the Euphrates Valley is about to collapse. However, this does not mean that the terrorist group will be fully eliminated. Multiple ISIS cells can still operate across the country.
And this is my second attempt at this, as Esau had taken out the video that I was doing, and so I had to make some edits to this because he did not like the content, aka put claim copyrights over it, even though all I was doing was sharing news clips about the shutdown. Nonetheless, though, what's happened though is that these other countries are starting to come up, especially Syria and the region is now starting to come up and starting to chase Esau out. But this is mostly the counsel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. As Jeremiah chapter 49 reads, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman," which is talking about you elites. "Surely the least of their flock," which is talking about you Amalekites, you fake-ass fucking Jews, "shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall, as the cry of the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea." So all you fucking armies are compassing Damascus now, about ready to, because we know the U.S. was never leaving there. You're about to be destroyed, this valley Yehoshaphat. "Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagles, and spread his wings over Basra. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs." It's talking about when Yahushua and the angels come, along with them 200 million nuclear missiles. "Concerning Damascus, Hamath is confounded and Arpad, for they have heard evil tidings. They are faint-hearted. There is sorrow on the sea, and it cannot be quiet." This is talking about the day that you Edomites do bring Damascus down, and at that same day and hour, Yahushua and the angels, as well as them 200 million nuclear missiles, will be bringing your place down. "Damascus is waxed feeble and turns herself to flee, and fear has seized on her. Anguish and sorrows have taken her as a woman in travail. Therefore her young men shall fall in the streets, and all the men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord of hosts." So what's going to happen is you're all going to get cut off. This finalization. When you move in towards Damascus at that same hour, you fucking armies are going to be brought low, because it says so. So, quote, unquote, "Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle, and has spread his wings over Basra. And at that day the heart of the mighty men of Edom shall be as the heart of a woman in her pangs." That's what's coming to you, Edomites. You're just starting to get a small glimpse of it as your government is shut down. All in guise of building a wall, when really, truly, though, this is the valley of unwalled villages. This is the valley of the shadow of death, because there ain't nothing but death coming to you, Edomites. For that, I want to say, Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kalkadash, Barakah. Hope this has been edifying.